Well, hello there, grapplers and grapplettes. My name's John Evans, and thanks for joining me again today for another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament match. Today's match is going to be super exciting. In celebration of the heat wave that we're having here in Los Angeles, I am going to bring you a real scorcher of a match. It's going to be Braulio Estima at the Worlds, and he did a phenomenal job out there. If you don't know Braulio Estima, if you have not seen a lot of his tournament footage, it's probably because maybe you're newer to grappling and you just didn't get to see him when he was competing all the time. Been a little bit under the radar lately, but he made his big return to competition at this year's Worlds, and then right after, only a week after, fought Metamoris 2 and fought one of the best in Rodolfo Vieira, and it was a great matchup just because Braulio Estima, always exciting just by himself, but one of the best guards in the world versus Rodolfo Vieira, one of the best passers in the world, and oh my goodness, great match, and any match that Braulio's in is awesome, so I'm super excited to get to this one, and I will break it down in just one second, but because it was at the Worlds, I gotta do my segment intro, so I'll see you in just a moment, guys.
I know this is awkward for you, Allie, but it doesn't change the way I feel. Please come back to the yacht with me.
As the
Worlds
turn.
Alright, and yes, I am going to use that for every single match that took place at the Worlds. Sorry, I apologize in advance, it's just too good not to use. But anyway, getting right back to the action, here is Braulio Estima in the blue, and he is a Gracie Barra competitor, and his teammate, also Gracie Barra, very interesting. A lot of times, teammates will not fight each other. They'll opt to either close out their division or have a gentleman's agreement and let the other one go forward. But because Braulio, living in the UK, probably doesn't train with this guy, so I'm assuming he used that as an excuse and he's just going to fight his teammate, which I think is perfectly fine. Braulio pulls guard and his opponent tries to jump right in the mount, very bold against Braulio. Braulio gets the knee in and is able to get to this single-legged X/footlock guard. See what he's trying to do. He is going for that footlock. He's got that arm in there underneath the leg of his opponent, and his brother, very famous for a signature footlock that he does where it's more like a toe hold really, but he pushes it up against his sternum or stomach and makes it a toe hold, but it looks like a straight ankle lock, and see if Braulio is going for that, but he is not. He's going right after this rear naked choke grip, which this is a really interesting footlock to see at high level, because this footlock, oh, it hurts like the dickens if you've never felt it before. It's where you get that wrist and you get it right on the soft tissue of the outside of the foot or outside of the ankle, and it hurts so bad, especially the longer you're in it, the worse it hurts, and you can see his opponent right there trying to go down, belly down, and that will not help you typically, and now he's going on a toe hold on Braulio, but this one does not look like he is putting Braulio in too much danger. For one, toe holds can be really tough unless you really isolate that leg very well, but also you need to be on the toes. It's called a toe hold, and it looks like he's on the side of the foot there. But Braulio now, he could come up. If he comes up, he could get into a calf crusher type of position, but now this leg's getting a little wonky, but he gets it out, and he comes up, and I think he will get sweet points for that, so that was quite a good back and forth there. His opponent attacking that toe hold, I feel a little bit out of desperation, but it did the job because he did not get tapped to that footlock. And there he makes the mistake of extending this leg. Braulio taking advantage of that and stiff arms it away. The mechanics of humans, when you extend your leg away, does not favor being able to bring that leg back very strongly. So Braulio is taking advantage of that, and he steps right over into north-south, and this is why I love Braulio. Oh my goodness. Instead of getting to north-south, passing the guard, and getting points, he goes right into an inverted triangle. And you can see he looped that leg right over the head. His opponent uses that to scramble up, which he should be doing, because at least he can get back on top now. But Braulio is just going right for the finish. Points be damned. So that is very awesome to see. It's great for me, so as a spectator. And here he's trying to sit back up now. He's going to use his hips to push over, and he's going to try to push his opponent onto his side. And there he will have a little bit better leverage to try to finish this one. His opponent, you can see his hands are on the inside of that, and Braulio leans back right here, and he's grabbing his own ankle, and this is the way he finished Andre Galval in the ADCC, and I think it was 2011, so this is very exciting, kind of an unorthodox submission, not a lot of people using it, so it was really cool to see this being used at such a high level, but his opponent having those arms clasped creates a little bit of room, and Braulio is unable to tap him. Braulio, seeing that, is trying to bring this arm out so that way he can't have them locked together, and here he's tightening it up by pulling on this elbow, and there he goes. He separates the arms, and now his opponent knows. He knows he's in danger, because now even if the choke doesn't go on, he has no control over this one arm. This one arm's just flapping out there in the breeze, and Braulio will be able to attack it with both arms because he has both of his arms free, and he's tying up his opponent's other arm with his legs. So it's going to be 2-on-1 here, and there you can see he's locking up that Kimura grip. His opponent is trying to get his legs up over Braulio's head just because that will help him get some kind of leverage into the mix, because he only has his one arm here, and that's no good. And Braulio is probably going to try to pull the arm away, but he doesn't. He sits back and goes right for the arm bar. Oh, it's risky stuff, and because of that, his opponent is able to escape, get right back to the top. Woo! And they are out of bounds, so they're going to restart right back in the center. But you can see right there, 2 points to nothing. Braulio could be very comfortably in the lead right now, but deciding to go right for the finish, allowing his opponent to get out just because he hasn't been able to actually finish. His opponent has been getting out, and he is not at such a point deficit right now, so this can get a little scary if you can't finish your opponent. That's kind of the game that you play with this one. Roll the dice, try to finish, but if your name's Braulio, you are probably going to be a little bit better at finishing than most other people. So here you go. Braulio is trying to break this grip off of his stomach right there. Might have been on the belt, I'm not sure, but he's trying to bring the arm across the center line. When you do that, oh yeah, he's grabbing right there on the lat, and he locks up this triangle. Interesting. But it's a two-arm in triangle, but he's using that to stay on his side. And now you can either kick this leg out and try to come up and take the back, or it looks like here he's underhooking this leg, so that indicates to me that he wants to stay and go for a belly down arm lock. He'll try to get more on his side, cut more of an angle around here, and get this leg over his opponent's head, and that's exactly what he's doing, because now he's grabbing around the outside leg, which really cuts that angle for you, and he's definitely not going to go to the back from here. He's just looking to pass that leg right in front of his opponent's face, and hopefully he can go belly down if he can extend that arm, and yes, he does, but here his opponent is defending very well and stacks Braulio. Braulio letting that center line break, but then flips him over and is able to extend. Woo! Really, really nice. Typically, when you go for that armbar and you're getting stacked, you don't want to let your knees break that 90-degree angle and get closer to your chest, because then you're very, very weak. And Braulio let that happen, kind of surprisingly, but clearly his tactic was to just sweep his opponent off to the side. Very good with that sweep, evidently. He went right for it, and it was super effective. And then he was able to get the arm lock from the traditional arm lock position, where you're on your back, and that's all she wrote. Really good job from Braulio, but yeah, if you saw there, still only 2-0 points-wise, so also a very risky game, but this is why we love to see Braulio. He is just incredible, and if you're Braulio, you can just do these things. You can go just for the finish, and it's very, very exciting, and you're probably not going to get beat on points because no one's going to keep you from finishing them. So that is awesome. Love to see his videos, but thank you guys for joining me this time. I've been your host, John Evans. Goodbye, until next time.